Godsill, journalist and author of Persons of Interest, Time-Stamped in Blockchain and Cryptocurrency. Hi there. Elon Musk has been one of the most vocal supporters of Bitcoin. So why has he changed his mind?
Well, you should say that. I don't think he has been the most vocal of supporters. He's been flirting with cryptocurrencies for a long time, but he only got to the kissing basically in March when his treasury announced that they had bought 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and that they would accept Bitcoin for his Teslas. That was the first time he actually came out and was all for it. And then, as you said, this week he said, "Oh no, we're suspending it now." He said, because of the environmental issues, and obviously Tesla is meant to be a green product, although it takes more energy to produce a Tesla than a Bitcoin, but we won't go there. And at the same time, again, this goes back to if he's a vocal supporter or a flirter or a kisser, because 2 days later he said, would people like if his cards would take Dogecoin, that humorous tipping cryptocurrency. So he flirts a lot with this area. He likes it, but why not? He's in that kind of leading edge. And I think also there's some talk that he has this new product, his Powerwall, which is for a solar panel storage battery that he's promoting. And what better way to get publicity than to get in the papers?
Indeed, but I mean, it has a big impact, doesn't it? On for Bitcoin, a 10% drop is quite a thing. What impact does Bitcoin have on the environment? How justified is his attack, if you will? And why is Bitcoin so reliant on fossil fuels?
There's two answers to that question. The first one, I'm going to quote, there's a chap called Michael Saylor, who is the co-founder and CEO of MicroStrategy. He went all in on Bitcoin last year. And he did a really powerful video. It's available over at Facebook now. And he was saying, he actually broke it down. He said that, and I'm quoting him. So he said, 160 terawatts of hour is what the world produces every year. Of that, 50,000 terawatts per hour are wasted, or approximately 30%. And of that, 120, and not 120,000, 120 terawatt hours are allocated to the running of the Bitcoin network. So it's a quarter of 1% of the waste that's attributed to Bitcoin. And Michael Saylor, in his very powerful video, I encourage you to go and have a look for it. He said, and more to the point, we're comparing Bitcoin with wasted energy, but Bitcoin is a liberating force. It helps the vulnerable, the dispossessed, the disenfranchised all over the world, women and children especially, to gain the right of financial self-preservation. So it's a small cost.
So are you saying really that Elon Musk has made this statement with all kinds of ulterior motives or with a degree of carelessness?
Well, I couldn't, of course, attune anything. I don't know what he's thinking, but I don't know if you watched his funny, his Saturday Night Live performance that he did last weekend, the first time a man with Asperger's and a non-entertainer did the address. And, he kind of said himself that, he says things, he has to say things afterwards, I mean it or I don't mean it, because when he speaks, his voice is monotone because of the Asperger's. And the same way when he writes his tweets and stuff, he has to put this is a joke afterwards. So it's hard to know what he thinks. He's a very interesting man, very charismatic man for all his monotone delivery. And, he's interesting. So I don't really know. I think he plays with things, I think, possibly.
Bitcoin's value fell steeply after the announcement, but the currency is famously unstable. So is it a fatal blow, or will the currency bounce back? I mean, it sounds like it's just a little bit of sort of to and froing, if you will, doesn't it?
Yeah, again, I use the analogy that cryptocurrencies now, I think they hit like 1 trillion in terms of an entire market cap recently, which is tiny compared to the rest of the fiat money in the rest of the world. And so it's like throwing a pebble into a bath. It has a big ripple effect as opposed to putting a pebble into the sea or into a lake. And I don't think it's a fatal blow. It's a bit bouncy at the moment. It's trying to find its own level, but it's already gone back up again since there was a bit of everyone sure was buying the dip, as they say. But no, I would not be worried about it at all. It's very healthy still.
I'm loving your analogies today. Gillian Godsill, journalist and author of Persons of Interest.
Thank you, Gillian. All the best.
Okay, thank
you.
Take care. Bye.
Currency.
Bill Williams, tonight from 7 on Times Radio.
The boxer and TV and movie star Tony Bellew is